272 points were scored. It's the second most in a season opener in league history. Jaylen Brown, who was so hot early, dropped 46. The most in a Celtics season opener ever. Celtics season opener ever. And Julius Randle stuffed the stat sheet. What else is new? 35, 8, and 9. Was hooking up with Mitchell Robinson. Nice little lobs. Oh, it was going on. Now pleased to welcome in, speaking of going on, having it going on, Monica McNutt, NBA analyst. All right, based on what you saw last night, is it the Knicks or the Celtics who have, call it the better shot at competing with the Bucks and the Nets and the real powerhouses in the East?
Ooh, Kellerman, you're good at your job. This is a tough question. I don't think that the margin is significant, but I'm going to give the slightest edge to the Knicks. And I think a big part of that is their second unit. Last night, it wasn't so much about the second unit, but Alec Burks, we saw last season that he's able to be the captain of that group. And what we did see yesterday in his return, although it's debatable whether he was a little heavier or stronger, was one Mitchell Robinson, who had 17 rebounds last night and quite a few key blocks and big-time moments. And then, of course, the addition of Evan Fournier. What you're going to lose in terms of...
Won it for them in overtime. Second overtime.
Yes, he did. He was huge. 3 threes back-to-back. That shot was pure, baby. Same spot. I'm not sure how the Celtics let him get off, but they did. Now, what you are going to lose slightly is some of the defensive identity from last year, just by virtue of Kemba and Evan's skill set being more offensively minded guys. However, I think Mitchell can help close some of that gap up because Mitchell Robinson is long. He's healthy. He's doing a good job of getting up and down the floor. I do think he has to play into better game shape. Remember, he only played in one preseason game, but it was so good to see him back on the floor.
The Knicks are deep. They don't have anyone great, but they have a lot of good players. You look down, you'd think if Quickly played for the Celtics, he would be getting more minutes, right? Yeah, it's a good point. All right. Celtics-Knicks, the best game of the night. Let's revisit some terrific individual performances. Not games, but performances. LaMelo Ball helped the Hornets come back from 23 down to beat the Pacers. In the process, he became the third youngest player ever with 30 points in a season-opening game. The new and on paper much improved Bulls were still led by Zach LaVine, and Chicago beat Detroit 94-88. Zach LaVine ended up with 34 points thanks to a very efficient night inside the arc, 21 of 23 on free throws and twos. And the Grizzlies scored 132 points in a regulation win, 132 against Cleveland. It's a team record for a season opener. Ja Morant, a big reason why he filled it up, 37, 6, and 6. All right, Monica, who's your performer of the night?
While I was close on LaMelo by virtue of the fit, I know you've seen the fit by now, not just the sport coat, but the overcoat too, and all the matching. I have to go with Ja on this one because of all that he means to his team and where this team is looking to take a jump from last season. They gave us that terrific play-in game. They knocked off a very hot Golden State Warriors squad. And so I think we've seen Ja evolve, or he has an understanding of what's required of success that I'm not sure that the other two guys have because he's had the opportunity to taste it. I also think that he is absolutely, without question, the head of the snake for the Memphis Grizzlies. And so as he goes, so does this team go. And I loved the conversation last year in that playing game that folks were like, if you just read the box score, oh, he didn't have that great a game. But you had to understand his ability to understand the temperature and tempo of the game and be deliberate.
You know, I often say, like, LeBron is like Michael and Magic had a baby, or like Westbrook is like Iverson and Kobe. You know who this kid is to me? It's so weird because the parents in this case, the lineage, are totally different types of players, like Westbrook and D'Angelo Russell. It's like he has the kind of patience and vision of a calmer player, but a motor of a guy who's going to go and the kind of aggression of a guy who's going to go.
So I'll give you Russ, but I thought the other counter might have been a guy like Deron Williams.
Okay, maybe that might be better.
Like a little slower, because I still think D'Lo is kind of push. But
but he's not fast twitchy. He's smoother.
He is smoother, but I don't. Is that deliberate? Is smoother deliberate? I remember Deron Williams being very deliberate. Very rarely did you feel like he was rushed.
Shut up, Monica. You're so smart.
Sorry, I'm just trying to do good on my first appearance.
No, you're right. She's right. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.